Fred, Laure, Martin, and Sheen are at last in Peru, a name which conjures images of the solid gold that fueled the feverish imaginations of the treasure-hungry conquistadors. Peru is the third biggest country in the subcontinent. 30 million inhabitants with an incredible ethnic diversity share this territory. Fred and Laure are looking for the village of Arequipa, which they heard about from a scientist who is passionate about life in the desert.
According to the instructions I was given, Arequipa can't be far from here, yet we're in the middle of the desert. It's hard to believe there's any greenery around here.
Arequipa is a verdant island in the middle of several thousand kilometers of desert. Sadly, over the centuries, this oasis has suffered a great deal. Whether due to deforestation or overgrazing, exploitation by mankind resulted in a drastic reduction of its area. To stop the place definitively reverting to desert, they had to find a way to reverse this movement. The mist catchers of Arequipa have today become a model of their kind. The inquisitive and friendly locals invite Fred and Laure to park their truck in the village square. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Mist shrouds the hills, and Fred decides to head off by motorbike to the higher part of the village. He wants to take a closer look at the mist catchers of Arequipa. Mist is made up of fine water droplets, which are so light that they don't fall to the ground, unlike raindrops. In the absence of trees, these mist droplets are carried away on the wind without ever irrigating the soil. To capture this water, the residents of Arequipa install nets high up. The mist strikes the nets, the water condenses due to a difference in temperature, and ends up being channeled to reservoirs. Every day, these nets produce several thousand cubic meters of water. The water is drinkable and rich in calcium and sodium, so Arequipa's 800 inhabitants can drink it untreated.
Hello, Andres. I'm Frederick. It's beautiful here.
This is our little bit of paradise. We village residents, every morning we come to water the trees planted all over the hill here. Here we have beaten the world record for water capture. Thanks to the Atrapa Nieblas, we managed to capture 250 liters of water per square meter per day.
Why do people water the plants and not use an automatic drip feed system?
We could have installed an automatic irrigation system, but we chose to make the inhabitants responsible. You see that tree over there? That's the effect of natural mist capture. That's why it's greener around that tree.
All the essential elements are here. The ingenuity of these nets mustn't make us forget that the goal is to replace them eventually by trees, which will recreate the natural process of mist capture. Back in the valley, Laure and the children have been invited to visit a farm.
A sheep. No, it's not a sheep. It's a cow. And a calf.
Nowadays, the water collected by the nets allows 70 hectares in Arequipa to be cultivated, providing a livelihood for 400 farmers, including Julio.
Hello, I'm Julio Sulca. Pleased to meet you. I'm the owner of this land. If you're interested, I'll show you everything to be found here. Olive trees, apricot trees, loquats, And also corn and lots of other things. Here we have an apricot tree. It's in full blossom. In the year, it will produce around 25 kilos of apricots.
I don't see any apricots.
What's this fruit called?
Nispero. It's a loquat.
That's good.
Here, Martin, I'll give you a whole branch.
Wow, a whole branch.
Go on, you can eat them all. These are sweeter.
Thank you.
Thanks to the mist, we can remain here in Arequipa. If we didn't have this water, we would have to abandon our land. Goodbye, Martin. Incredible. There's water.
Bien, Federico. Quiero mostrarte
You see, Fred,
los resultados
this is the result of natural
de los
mist
atrapaníveis
catchers.
naturales. Y esta agua
We use this water for agriculture, but we can also drink it
pero
directly.
también sirve para beber. Salud.
Here's
salud,
to your health.
Salud, salud.
I won't get ill, will I? It's pretty good. Cheers.
Scientists estimate that the current changes in climate will lead to an increase in coastal fog. In future, it wouldn't be surprising to see mist-catching nets all around the planet. After enjoying a few games with the children in the village, it's time for Martin and Sheen to get back on the road.
Come on, Martin, let's go. That's it then. We're leaving this charming village. The people were really very, very friendly.
Come along, Shinu. Let's pack up.
Another few kilometers alongside the Pacific, then the Pan American Highway will head inland towards the town of Nazca. In the surroundings of this town, by the roadsides, can be found one of mankind's most mysterious edifices. A work of art conceived to be seen from the sky in an age when no one had yet mastered flight.
The lines are very far away and you can hardly see them. But since they're very nice here, they've made a little one just in front of us. A little drawing which is a tree or a hand. Apparently there are both.
Monkey, hummingbird, condor, dog, spider, killer whale. Some 350 drawings were etched into this desert around 1,500 years ago. Discovered by chance in 1926, these geoglyphs have never been fully explained.
We saw the tree and the hands.
Fred and Laure carry on along their way north towards Lima. Lima is the capital of Peru. With an agglomeration of around 8 million inhabitants, it's the 5th largest city in Latin America.
What are we going to do?
We'll take a bus and we'll go to the top of the bus.
Buenos días. 19 y 20.
So, Martin,
Where are we going?
There we are.
For the family, which has spent the last few weeks in the desert, the contrast with the great wild expanses is striking. When you have a little time to discover a capital city, the quickest way is still to climb on a double-decker bus and melt in with the other tourists. Although most of the splendid colonial palaces were entirely flattened in a violent earthquake in the 18th century, the center of Lima has preserved the old-fashioned charm of the former capitals of the Spanish Empire.
Where are you heading, kids?
To go find candies.
Are you going to be scary?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Today, it's October 31st, and in Lima, as elsewhere, Halloween has an ever-growing number of fans. Martin and Sheen meet up with two visiting French kids, Robin and Maiva, to go in search of candies.
You have to look scary. Look scary.
There's loads. Thank you. Look.
Oh, yes, you're beautiful.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Do you have a lot of candy?
Yes. A skull. A pirate's head.
Fred and Laure didn't come all the way to Lima just for Halloween. Their main purpose is to meet Joaquin Leguia. At the head of the NGO INIA for 15 years, he has made the environment the focus of his action to help underprivileged children find a place in society.
Hello, Laura. Hello, Martin. Hello, Sheen.
Come and say hello.
Today, everyone is aware of our planet's climatic and environmental problems. There are quite a few things we can do to improve the situation. But if there's one thing that we mustn't forget to do, it's to nurture the love that children have for nature. Because it's during childhood that we acquire the values and the good practices to love and protect nature. It's fundamental to create a new culture of love for the natural world. In the cities, we have to undertake the work in this direction with children.
As in all the major cities of Latin America, the mass arrival of new inhabitants has pushed the historic boundaries of Lima back a long way. And as everywhere on the fringes of the world, children have to deal with violence and are all too often left to fend for themselves. This is where Joaquin's NGO concentrates its efforts to help young people.
This area is called the Union Pacific. We are in San Juan de Miraflores. This is where we're going to visit one of the Tierra de Niños projects. But beforehand, I want to show you one of the main problems in this neighborhood, gang conflict. The shoe hanging up on the cable there marks the boundary of the gang's territories. This means that one side of the street belongs to a certain gang, and right after, it's another gang's territory. So this is where the street fights happen. 3 weeks ago, a person died right here. There are still a few traces of the fight. So, there you go. This is a dangerous area.
The principle of the Tierra de Niños program, or Children's Earth, is that adults entrust each child with a patch of land that he or she can manage as they see fit. Joaquin is convinced that it is at this age when values are formed. Here, education about the environment is seen as a community experience.
Today there's a competition for kids' gardens, but I think we're all winners because all the gardens are gorgeous.
Wow, that's great. Was that done by grown-ups? This couple didn't have any children, so they wanted to give this corner of their land, where there was nothing, to the neighborhood children. And look how nice it is. If we compare it with the other side of the street, it's incredible. See how it was before?
Bueno, cuéntanos. A ver.
Margarita.
Daisies. Oh, daisies. And who are they for?
For you.
Great. A big round of applause for Diana.
Muy bien.
In this part, these plants are mine. I like cucumbers, so I put some in. And I've also got some sunflowers.
Here you see there's nothing anymore. Because there was lettuce, but
You've eaten it, right? One of the aims of ANIA is to help to inspire the creation of a new indicator of development which underlines the contribution of people under the age of 18 for society. All the indicators focus on the number of births, of deaths, of disease, but there isn't a single one to illustrate what youths can do for society. The same can be said for senior citizens. When we reach the age of 65, we're told we have nothing to contribute and that we're just a burden on society. So one of ANIA's main objectives is to create this new indicator which will be known as environmentally active population.
The son of a labor minister and grandson of a former president of the Republic, Joaquin had already made career in politics. But his childhood spent in the Amazon rainforest convinced him that the only really important issue is the protection of our environment. Today, he's called on to support new projects, like here in Santa Cruz.
Along with the children, we offer to save these guarangos, which are the last ones in the area. This is our contribution for nature, especially since this region is part of a reserve. The aim is to set an example so that others also pay attention to nature. And of course, with the help of kids. In 1 or 2 years, this will be a place where children will come to meet up with their parents for the weekend. A nice spot to be together in the midst of nature. This is my undertaking, and it's my job. We hope to save these trees in 3 months, because as you can see, the situation today is serious, very serious.
We have to leave an entrance so the water truck can get in. Now let's go and negotiate the water problem with the municipality. We'll talk about it later. Let's go see the town hall of Paracas.
We'll see how we can get help on a local level.
We know that if we do things alone, he was alone, and with us it's already possible. But if we can count on the municipality, we'll be more effective. So if you will allow me, I'll present the project in 5 minutes, no more. The floor will be my desk. So here's the entrance by the main street. Just here, there's a small forest. But at the moment, it's extremely sad. When I saw that, I thought, we have to do something. This is a great opportunity to make the most of this space. It's the gateway to the village. We can do something wonderful. With his vision and that of his students, what do you call it again?
The magic forest of Santa Cruz. Okay, we're in agreement. The town council is going to study the possibility of helping you. That's what we are here for. The door is open.
Gracias. Sí, divino, ¿no? Bueno, pinta bien el templo.
This is a good start. We've got the green light, the color of life. I think it'll work.
Thanks to the financial support of a private company, the magic forest of the Children of Santa Cruz finally came into being. Fred and Laure are back on the road, heading south. They can't leave Peru without making a detour to Machu Picchu. And to get there, the road snakes through the Andes, climbing all the time.
We're heading for Cusco at 3,500 meters above sea level, so there are nice bends on the way, as the GPS shows.
Before reaching Cusco, the capital of the ancient Inca Empire, they have to go over a pass at more than 4,500 meters, and at this time of year, it's not unusual to find snow there. For a long time, Cusco was a major hub of trans-Andean trade, but its star was gradually fading until the discovery of Machu Picchu in 1911.
Is it hard?
Put your head down. Go on, push. Yay, well done. Your first somersault. Bravo, Nanush.
2 kilometers above Cusco stands the fortress of Sacsayhuaman. Completed by the Incas in the 15th century, its ramparts are made of blocks, the heaviest of which weighs 350 tons. The Inca civilization did not have the wheel, and the technique used to transport these stones remains a mystery.
You have to touch the stone to get strength. Go on, put your cheek against the stone. Does it work?
To reach Machu Picchu, Fred, Laure, Martin, and Sheen first board the train which takes them as far as Agua Calientes. This village, which is not accessible by road, is the only departure point to reach the ruins of the Inca city.
Here we are in Peru's fabulous must-see site of Machu Picchu. Except that today it's misty. We can't see a thing.
Machu Picchu is often shrouded in mist because it's located on the eastern side of the Andes, the side of Peruvian Amazonia where it is often hot and wet. In the absence of any written records, we don't know much of the history of Machu Picchu, except that it must have been the most amazing urban construction in the Inca Empire. What fascinates archaeologists is the way the city is perfectly integrated into its natural environment. For future generations, we have to hope that the people of today manage to follow this example and to preserve this heritage.
It's all steps here.